Hi, welcome to Unity C Sharp Design Patterns course. In this course, I'll explain how to implement some systems that will make the programming for you convenient and also very funny. Design patterns are the core and the main principles of every application nowadays. Actually, if you want to write a code that is very easy to read, reusable, maintainable, and so on, you need to write design patterns and some systems. No matter what is your programming language, design patterns are usable in many languages, but C Sharp is very useful and effective. But with design patterns in Unity, you will be able to use your codes in your next projects easily. And also, if you work in a team or company, you can easily send your codes to other programmers and employees, and they will understand your code easily because your code have a structure, have a very clean base, and this is the main principle of every application, not just games. And nowadays it's necessary. I actually want to play with the code. In this course, you will learn many things like singleton pattern, factory pattern, strategy, state pattern, and many other design patterns that is necessary for the video game. And finally, actually, you can use these design patterns in many other C# based game engines like Godot Engine, Flex, and so on. I will upload every chapter every week. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification button to get notified about new chapters. And also with your likes, these tutorials will be continued. If you want to learn game development, 3D modeling, texturing, rendering, and so many specs related to game development and animation, you can visit to the blackcave.com/tutorial, and also you can find the link is in the description, and you can get access to many free and premium tutorials. You can find my courses there, and also at last you can get a certificate and add it to your resume. Also, at Black Cave Asset Store, you can find many free and premium assets, royalty-free assets, and use them inside your projects, your games, your animations, and so on. And also, you can find the link of it in the description as well. The blackcave.com platform, very useful for game developers, 3D artists, and animators. You can find many things on it. So don't forget to visit to this website. Right, let's get started. The first design pattern I want to explain and implement in this project is singleton pattern. It's the simplest and very useful design pattern. What is the concept behind this design pattern actually? For instance, you want to make just one player or one game manager, one UI manager, and everything you want to create and create an instance in the scene, just a single one. You need to implement the singleton pattern because it will ensure that you will achieve just one instance at the same time in a scene or in the entire game, not just one scene. If you go to the next scene, the game manager, for instance, will remain in the scene and will keep the variables and numbers, strings, anything you want to store inside the script will remain in the next scenes. So you need to create an instance of a game object and keep it inside a static variable, because the statics, as you may know, are the variables that are global variables actually, and any script can access to a single variable, single value inside the variable. So you need to keep an instance of the created game object, and also if you want to prevent from other instances, you need to check the static variable, and if it wasn't null, then you don't need to create another instance, or you need to destroy the new instance because you already have an instance inside the static variable. Alright, let's create a script. These scripts is related to the player I have in the scene. Don't worry about it, it's not so important actually. Let's create a folder and design patterns. Alright, let's create a mono behavior script, C# script, and call it Singleton. Alright, in this code we need to remove these lines, and actually you need to assign this code, and it's very useful. This design pattern is very useful for game managers, UI manager, camera manager, particle manager, actually for managers. Alright, I will use this code for game manager. For instance, I will implement a logic for saving the game, and want to save the game, so we just want a manager, and we don't need other instances, other duplications of the game objects for saving the game. Saving game is a logic and needs a main core. So this is the core, and this is the game manager. Right, the first thing we need is a private static singleton of type of singleton, just this class. And we need to keep the instance. We'll name it instance, and we need to keep first create and instantiate a game object of this class and save it inside the instance. And for the next times we need to check this instance, and also we need a public static property for accessing to this instance. Actually, this is private. This is simple logic for access level, and you need to know about it in the C#. And I will create the instance with big I because this is the property. And here for the get, which we need to return something to the caller, we need to check the instance. If instance equals to no, then it means we need to create an instance based on singleton and store it in the instance variable. So we need to create a game object called singleton game object and new game object, and name it singleton. Singleton, just singleton. And then we need to call the singleton and add component, the component of singleton, the type of singleton. So actually here we've instantiated a singleton, a type of singleton here, and we need to store this variable instance equal to this. So the static variable now has been stored. But before that, before these lines, we need to check the scene as well, because we may accidentally instantiated a singleton, type of singleton inside the scene, and we need to find it. If it was exist, then you don't need to instantiate again. So before this, we need to here call the instance and find object of type of singleton. It will search for the singleton type in the entire scene. Alright, this code says it's obsolete and you need to use find first object by type or find any object by type. Alright, I will use find first object by type. It is better, I think. Alright, here we need to check the instance. If instance was null, again, we need to call this. Alright, this is better. It will search the scene as well. Right, this is the logic, this is the main logic of the singleton. Now we need to return the instance. The code is correct, and if we call the instance and we want to get the instance, then we will check the static variable, instance variable. Okay, here we need start or awake methods as well, because we've write the instance, and here if we call it using any other scripts, we can instantiate and create an instance of the singleton type. But want to assign this code as a component to a game object. So here we need to implement the start or awake and implement something like this logic, similar to this logic inside the start, because we want to assign this code to a game object and execute everything at the starting point. Here we will use start, and here we need to check the instance. If instance, as I said, this is a singleton and we need to keep the instance single, and we don't want to override it, and we don't have the permission of keeping multiple objects actually. Alright, if instance was not null and also instance was not equal to this instance, this game object actually, then destroy the game object easily and return. Return means breaking the start and don't continue the code. So why destroy the game object? What is this? As I said, I want to keep the instance remain, and I'm not gonna override it. So if the instance was not null, so don't override it and destroy the game object, destroy the created game object. Actually, I don't want to override the instance, and I don't want to create two game objects, two instances at the same time. I shouldn't have multiple singleton game objects in the scene, no matter we have just a single instance. No matter. Here we want to destroy it. We don't need actually else, because we've used a return, and return will break the code. Here we need to call the instance and set it to this game object. So if it was null, then set the instance to this class, and we need to call the don't destroy unload. What is it? Don't destroy unload, and set it to game object. It means if you load the next scene in the code during the gameplay, the game object will persist and remain in the scene and transfer will be transferred to the next scene. And this is very effective and useful for game managers. And here we can print something. Singleton has been created. Alright, this is very good. This is a very good example of singleton. Now we need to create another method called save, for instance, and print game saved. Here we want to create this singleton, and then through another script we'll call the save, and we need to see the result. Here save this and get back to this scene. Right, here we need to create another monobehavior script and call it singleton color. With this singleton color, we can call let's open it. We can call singleton using this instance, this property, because it's static and global. You can get access to it anywhere in the project. Consider this singleton color is a player. Is a player, is a UI manager, is an enemy, anything in the scene. Actually, we can't get access to the singleton anywhere in the project. It has some issues, some accessibility issues and modification issues, but we can easily get access to the global variables and global methods inside the project, inside all scenes. All right, here let's declare the update and get the input. Get key down gecko dot space, for example. And here we need to call this singleton. Here we don't need to find a game object. We don't need to create an instance. We don't need to store the singleton. We can get access to the singleton dot instance easily, and it will call this, and actually at the end it will return this, so we can get access to the created game object in the scene with all the variables and properties, and call save easily. And this is so easy for the global things, global objects. All right, here we need to create a game object called game manager and assign singleton to it. And here we have this FPS player, first person player, and connect this color to the game object and play. Here, as you can see, singleton has been created, and also you can see we have two sections, scene singleton and don't destroy unload. This is the game manager. Actually, by calling the don't destroy unload method and sending this game object to it, we make it persistent. And here let's press space and game saved from this game manager. This is so useful. We can store many things inside the singleton class. For instance, we can create a private int coins. Actually, coins variable is a general and global variable in many games, in many cases. Or private int def times. Actually, this is a private, and we need to declare the variable with the lowercase words. And here, public, it's time to declare the properties. Coins get return coins. And here, public int def times get return def times. And here with access to these two variables, let's make them serialized field to fill them inside the editor. Okay, here pressing the space, let's print out the singleton. Actually, this is better. Coins are singleton dot instance dot coins. We can get access to the coins easily. Coins are equals to coins, and then def times are singleton dot instance dot def times. This is so good. Let's save it. Actually, we can't modify the def times and change it, and also coins, because we just have the get modifier, and it's read only. Here we need to select the game manager, and here we have coins and def times. For example, let's set it to 3 and this to 15 and play the game. Alright, here let's press space, and as you can see, we have the values here, correct values. And you can, as you can see, you can define anything global variables inside the singleton classes. This is very useful architecture and design pattern inside the Unity. Alright, we will use this pattern later, and we will implement some advanced features with it. See you later.